guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another house building video. In this part we're continuing the toy house that I built. It's sort of a clubhouse sort of thing for children to play, to do whatever they want to, and I had lots and lots of fun decorating this. It's such a fun house. It's something different, something I haven't built before, and it was quite a challenge to make it playful, like fun, but also functional. Like I wanted everything you could ever need in here, because you know how Sims get, and they can get really low on their needs where you don't want them to be. So you need a shower and a bed and a toilet and a kitchen and everything, but it still needs to look like a fun toy house, a fun house to throw birthday parties in or do a club gathering. And my inspiration was from the birthday parties that I had when I was younger. There was this thing where I lived that was sort of like an indoor playground sort of thing, and lots of my friends threw their birthday party there. I'm sure I threw mine there at some point too when I was younger, obviously. And I was sort of inspired by that for some parts, and I will tell you about that when we get to that. And the first thing I built was a kitchen, and obviously what's really important in this one is that only adults are allowed to enter. Or I guess children can go in there, but then you need to keep an eye on them. And it's The Sims, so it's not like they're going to burn themselves anyway, because that's literally impossible. They can't, like in no way can they do that in the kitchen. So it's fine, but to keep the illusion, I had this area closed off. I ended up closing it off with a half wall, like a really low half wall, instead of a fence, because I thought this looked a lot better, and this is what I ended up with. I wanted the kitchen to look very colorful too, but still very classy, and I keep wanting to say that word and I can't even pronounce it. Like, when will I stop doing that? So I ended up removing these counters because I didn't like how the countertop was a different color for every single one of them. So I ended up going with a different one with a dark blue tone. So this one, like literally this one. So it looks fun, but it's still colorful and still a little more mature looking, not as crazy, and feels like it just belongs there. And this is where my money ran out, so I had to go fix that, which meant that I had to kick out the people who lived there, which I will edit out, so you won't see that, but that's what I did in that time when I was gone. And also you will see me make some changes to the outside too. I normally don't really do this because I make the thumbnail as soon as I finish the outside, and then most of the time I record the building the interior or decorating the house at a different time. So I tried to not touch the outside, but for this house I did. I just wanted to add some stuff out there because I completely forgot to add some playground stuff, which obviously if we're making a toy house, like a kids playground sort of thing, birthday party sort of thing, we do want that. So that's what I ended up with. Also, I forgot to change the lot type, so it is a house right now. So I'm not sure if I need to change that for club gatherings to be in there. But obviously, when you download this, because this will be up on the gallery, my origin ID is just Sim Storytime. Just one word, no spaces anywhere. So you can find me that way, and you can find this build there. You might need to change that. That was what I was saying. Also, I just figured out when you press Y, the letter on your keyboard, it moves the house. I didn't know that. I found that out by accident while building this house. But anyway, I have some fun stories for you this time. Also, this video is really late, you might have noticed. I don't think a lot of people know my upload schedule anyway, or watch right as I upload. So I don't think that people mind as much. But this one was late because I went out to dinner. I went to my favorite restaurant. We went there a couple of months ago. We were trying to go there, and it didn't work out. I'm adding the playground cover, by the way. I wanted to add the puzzle thing, but it was just a bit too much, so I added a playground cover, which means that it's soft, so when kids fall, it isn't as bad, and it's just a good floor for a playground sort of thing. Not that it's like a real playground, but you know what I mean. Kids will probably be running around there. But anyway, we tried to go there, but it was completely full, and we didn't have time to make a reservation because they stopped taking reservations at, I don't know, like 4. That's not true, but 5 probably. And we were a little too late for that, so we hoped that it was still available, and we didn't go there for a while, even though I wanted to, because my family was kind of like, we went here like literally last time, can we go to some different restaurants? So I was like, okay, but I really wanted to go, and I was so sad that the restaurant was full and didn't have any place for us. So my mom was like, okay, well, Christmas is coming up, we will go out to dinner a lot then, so maybe we can go in January, this month, basically, this month, the month that this is uploaded today. Apparently I can't pronounce those months. I don't know, my English is not as good as it should be. But I'm learning, I'm getting better. If you compare this to my first video, I'm getting better. I'm certain of that. But anyway, we went today, sort of make it up. I needed to go this week because next week I'm starting like a healthy eating challenge sort of thing, because I really want to lose weight. Not because I want to look differently and because I am trying to fit the society standard of what is beautiful. I'm not, I'm trying to be healthy. Just like a little disclaimer, throwing it out there. Okay, back to the bill for a second. I added some tables because when I did go to the playground thing for birthdays, there was always like an area where you could eat. So in my mind, the kids can sit down at the tables and then the adults can make dinner. Probably something like fries or, you know, chips. I don't know what is in The Sims that is hot dogs or something, like something fun and childish to eat. We always had fries when we went to those kids' places for birthdays. It's always like fries and a snack, which is, I think that's like a Dutch thing. Yeah, that's a Dutch thing. Like you probably don't have any of these things we would have in the Netherlands. That was a weird way to say that. Also, I made the pirate ship because I did want a pirate ship sort of go through the porch area. I'm hoping it still works. I haven't tested it out. If it doesn't, I need to move it somewhere else, or if you need to move it somewhere else, because I don't think I will be touching this anymore. You can put it in the garden or remove it or keep it for the decoration. But the fun idea that I had is when they go down the slide, they actually end up on the porch, which seemed like a lot of fun. Now I'm building a corner of some toys, some big friendly animals and dragons and things like that, with some of those like things to sit on next to it. So it's sort of like a tea party, which are animal friends, you know. I feel like I'm not the only one who did that. Actually, I have never done that before, but I've seen it in like movies. So that's what I sort of was going for. This is the tiny toy area with some cars and trains. I wanted to put the toys in front of here, but it looked too messy, so I put them up on shelves, and I just sort of have this idea in mind of kids. You know, at the end of the day, it would look like this, but in the beginning of the day, the employees would all put them back on the shelves. Okay, let's get to the fun story. I think I'm done talking for a little while, although there will be some fun stuff coming up, so I don't know. We will see. Also, I wanted to say something about the tables first. The tables were always the place where we give the gifts to the birthday boy or girl, mostly girl, because when you're young, most people I know, like when I was younger, you mostly just hung out with your own gender. There wasn't like many boys and girls groups like that sort of came along when we were a little older. But at that age, it was like mostly girls group, maybe like one boy in there. So we give our gifts to the birthday girl, and we sang and did the whole happy birthday thing, and it was really fun. So that's why I wanted to put the tables in there, because I felt like that was a part of my memory from when I was a kid. Okay, anyway, story. Last night I went babysitting, which is like across the road. I'm babysitting for my neighbor, so it's not far. But they get home pretty late, and this time they were like half an hour later than what I put as my, like, this is the latest you can be home, which is 2 a.m, which obviously that's not really early, so they have a lot of time to get home. I'm guessing they just like I don't know, they're home pretty late. I don't mind because I usually don't sleep before 2 anyway, but they were half an hour late, so they were home at 2:30, which is not a big deal. But when I walked back home, and first of all, it was snowing, so it was so difficult to walk home because I was like, I'm gonna fall down. This is basically ice. Like, it had snowed in the morning, so when I woke up, there was lots of snow outside. Also, it was really cold because obviously it was snowing. I know there's countries where it's colder than here. It's not extreme here, but you know, it was cold enough to snow. But it was really icy snow, so it's sort of, during the day, it has sort of melted a little, and then during the night it had frozen again, so it was basically just ice walking back to my home, even though it was like a really short walk back home, like, I don't know, 1 minute or something. It was still like, I was trying to be careful, and now you're probably gonna think that I'm gonna fall down and this is the story. No, it's not. It get worse. I actually didn't trip. Would have been a nice addition to the story, but I'm glad I didn't anyway. Like, for YouTube drama, would have been a good thing. For my own safety, maybe not. I've reached the point where I want things to happen for YouTube drama. Oh my god, I'm a YouTuber. No, I'm kidding. I'm basically adding a arts and crafts corner here, by the way, and I wanted there to be, sorry, I'm back to the build again. I will continue talking into the story in a second. I wanted there be like a bubble thing at the top, at the front, because I feel like when the kids come in, that's like their little gift. Like, here you go, take this, do with it whatever you want. Like a little gift station. Continue with the story. Okay, so I reached the door and I tried to open the door, and yes, I forgot that I literally like remembered at that time. I forgot to bring a key, because when I go, which is at 9, the door isn't closed because, you know, my parents are home and downstairs and no one is asleep, so the door isn't closed. So I walked out, not remembering to bring my key, and when I got back, I didn't have a key, and it was 2 a.m., so basically everyone was sleeping. So I was like, okay, no panic, let's just call someone and they will open the door for me. They're just sleeping, so I can wake them up, and then everything is fine. And at this point, it's like 2:30, right? So I call my brother because he sleeps really late and he didn't have to work in the morning. So I was like, okay, he probably doesn't, he's not going to be mad at me for this, because my parents might, and there's been I've opened the door for my brother too when he forgot his key in the middle of the night. So I was like, now it's his turn. So I called him, and you know, his voicemail is really weird. Like, it's basically, it sounds like he picks up. So I was like, hello, I'm in front of the door. Can you open the door for me? Silence. Hello? Is anyone there? Are you home? So when he woke up, it was like the weirdest voicemail ever. Oops. But anyway, he didn't pick up, so I called again. He didn't pick up. I called my mom, didn't pick up. I called my dad, didn't pick up. And I basically started calling for half an hour and no one picked up the phone. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm freezing cold out here. My hands were like frozen because it was just ridiculous. And no one picked up, so I was looking at my brother's window, which is at the front of the house, actually we go through the back door, so at the back door I could see his window, and at some point the light turned on, and I was like, yes, someone is home, someone's going to save me. So I called again, nothing, I called again, nothing, and after a while, he texted me back, because I had also texted people like, hey, I don't know if you're hearing this, but can someone please come open the door because I forgot my key? So he looked at his phone, because at some point he did hear someone's phone go off, but he was showering, so he didn't have his phone with him. But thank God he was still awake, because I don't know what I would have done if he wasn't. Our doorbell is broken, by the way, so I couldn't have done that. We fixed it today because this was a good moment to realize that we do really need that in our house. But oh my god, I'm so glad that they actually opened the door and looked at his phone, because I was standing there for literally more than half an hour in the freezing cold in the middle of the night, and no one would open the door. Also, probably like, literally everyone is sleeping in front of a window, and my parents even have a balcony, so I could have just gone to their balcony and just screamed at them and they would have woken up. But that's not like the funnest way to wake up. Like, I didn't want to freak them out like something was happening, so I tried just calling them, but no one heard their phone. And at some point, like, my mom was ill, so she went downstairs like half an hour after I got into the house, so someone would have opened the door, like it would have been okay, but that like half an hour was kind of a little bit panicky and also really cold. But I'm glad I can laugh about it now. And as you can see, the last part of this house is just adding some beds and a sink, shower, toilet sort of thing, because obviously you know how the needs of Sims get. And also I feel like with young children you might want to give them some nap time, or if someone isn't feeling well. And I thought this like highest level would be a really fun place to sleep, sort of like a treehouse sort of ID, that they could just hide away. Maybe they could even like pretend that they're having a sleepover. Maybe they could even like literally have a sleepover, although I don't know where the adults would sleep at that point, so maybe you need to add some beds or a tent in the garden or something. I don't know. I have no idea where you would put the adults, basically. Also adding in some night lights to keep away the monsters, also very important. But I'm thinking that this is almost it. I think I put some lights in there. Yes, I did. I tried the floor lights for a second, but I didn't think that worked out so well, so I ended up putting down a different light, just to light it up a tiny little bit. As you can see, I also put some Don't Wake the Llama games outside, because I felt like that would be a really cool thing to do there. Especially when it's really hot, you don't want to be running around, but maybe you do want to be outside. So I put those in, and also another one of those doll houses in there. This is what I ended up with, and I removed all the other lights from underneath the table. Apparently I accidentally removed the table too. But I think that's almost it, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye!